In the waning days of the 19th century, there lived a boy unlike any other, Baron Trump. Not a prince by title, but certainly by spirit. Baron was no ordinary child. His mind was filled with questions that had no easy answers, and his heart yearned for adventure that could not be found within the walls of his family's grand estate. One stormy evening, buried among ancient books and yellowed maps in his father's dusty library, Baron discovered a curious volume, the title The World Within a World, penned by a forgotten explorer named Don Fum. Its pages spoke of hidden realms beneath the earth, realms of strange peoples, powerful secrets, and uncharted lands. Most would dismiss it as fiction. Baron did not. Determined to follow Don Fum's mysterious directions, Baron packed lightly, just a satchel, a journal, and his loyal companion Bulger, a white dog as clever as he was brave. Their journey took them across Europe, through icy forests, over trembling bridges, and finally to the wild mountains of eastern Russia. There, hidden in a crevice veiled in mist, lay the entrance, a stone arch carved with glyphs older than history. The moment Baron stepped inside, the air grew warmer, the light dimmer, and the ground seemed to pulse beneath his feet. He was no longer just a boy on an adventure. He was a traveller between worlds. The descent was long and dreamlike. Baron found himself in a vast cavern lit not by fire, but by some strange inner glow. Before him stretched a city of wonder, a metropolis made of crystal towers and glass bridges, inhabited by beings who shimmered like morning dew. These transparent folk spoke not with voices, but with thoughts. They welcomed him without words, understanding him better than he understood himself. Time moved differently here, slower, softer. In their company, Baron learned of an ancient balance that governed the world below, one that few surface dwellers had ever witnessed, and even fewer had respected. But peace was not the only force in the underworld. Deeper still, Baron wandered into darker passages, where trickster spirits called the awful imps played cruel games with lost travellers. Walls moved of their own will, echoing laughter twisted through the stone, and riddles were whispered from mouths that could not be seen. One wrong answer, and a path might vanish forever. It was in these moments that Baron's wits and Bulger's keen instincts saved them time and again. Together they unravelled the puzzles, avoided the snares, and pressed forward, undaunted by shadows. At last, Baron reached a chamber that pulsed with a silence so deep it hummed. In the centre stood a great mirror, framed in obsidian and stars. As he stepped before it, his reflection rippled and changed. He saw not only who he was, a curious boy with a brave heart, but who he might become, a leader, a seeker, a man of both intellect and empathy. The mirror of truth revealed no answers, only possibilities. With newfound clarity, Baron and Bulger ascended through a winding path that seemed to open just for them. Above, the first rays of sunlight broke through the mist. Back at home, life went on as though nothing had changed, but Baron knew better. Though the world above had remained the same, he had not. He kept Don Fum's book hidden beneath floorboards, its corners now worn, its secrets forever etched in memory. At night, he would sit by the window with Bulger curled at his feet, watching the moon rise and wondering what other marvels lay beneath the surface of the world. Not every adventure leaves a map behind. Some journeys live only in the heart, and that is where Baron Trump's marvellous underground journey would remain. Subscribe now for more forgotten stories that still have something to say.